people out there who don't know, this is Johnny HawtThorn.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Right,
Yeah, Johnny HawtThorn.
The HawtThorns.
With the HawtThorns, yes.
Let nothing come between us but the 405.
All right.
See, it doesn't sound too bad for a.
Too bad.
No, we are. This guitar is it's Xotic.
Exotic. Okay.
Now, Xotic makes guitar pedals. They're famous for this little pedal called the EP booster, which a lot of guys have.
Love that, yeah.
The SP compressor and some other stuff. And about 7-8 years ago, they decided to start building guitars.
Yeah.
And they're handmade in Van Nuys, California, which is right outside of, well, it's in Los Angeles. And right now they're just doing basically Strat and Tele style. Roasted maple neck.
That is beautiful.
And it's got, this is like a 5A flame on it.
Yeah, it's got a nice satin finish to it too. I do.
Yeah,
like
these
that.
are just gun stock oil. That's all we use.
Sweet.
So there's really no finish at all, just oil finish. And
I like it.
these are Godot vintage locking tuners actually, but you wouldn't know it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they're
'cause of the
staggered.
slot. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're staggered.
Yeah, so you don't really need to use a string tree, although since I use 9s, should probably use a string
Yeah.
tree. And then they hand wind their own pickups as well. This is a PAF style, and this is, of course, is a regular.
That neck pickup sounds super creamy.
Yeah. Now I have this wired a certain way, so when it's in the neck position, the tone is off. It goes straight to the volume.
Oh.
I know, so that's, oh wait, no, I guess I don't. I didn't do it on this one. That's on the butterscotch one, sorry about that.
Well, real quick, for all the YouTube people out there who don't know, this is Johnny HawtThorn.
Oh yeah, sorry about that,
Right,
yeah,
there we
Johnny
go. He's
HawtThorn.
with the HawtThorns.
With the HawtThorns, yes.
But yeah, so you're an Xotic ambassador. Are you an Xotic artist? Explain that relationship.
Well, I mean, you know, I traveled and did sessions and side guy work for many years, and then, you know, kind of wanted to like get off the road. So I saw an ad in I don't know where I saw it. They were looking for a pedal builder.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know, I always wanted to learn how to build pedals, you know, after years. And I'm like, I'll see what happens. Anyways, long story short, got hired, hit it off with them, and they're like, you know, why don't you do this instead of build pedals, you know, which is like, you know, work with their other artists, bring other artists into the company.
Yeah.
You know, things like that.
Yeah.
Although I still occasionally will work on some pedals if I need to, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. You know, I'm a tinkerer too. I love
Exactly.
to get inside of something and mess around with. I mess with all my guitars.
Yeah, so I technically I do still work for them, and I work out of Nashville now. I'm not in Los Angeles anymore. So I'll help them, you know, I'll bring these guitars around to different dealers, and also like in Nashville, Carter Guitars, they carry our
Super cool.
so I'll talk to them and stop over and stuff.
I mean, they look solid, and especially the neck alone is like making me drool a bit. I'm all over that with the roasted maple and everything, and it's just
Yeah, these are really good sounding guitars, and you know, I wouldn't play. I don't have to play these guitars. You know, I have, you know, several guitars of all sorts, but I really like these a lot. So this one was particularly made for our last tour that started right before COVID. So it never really got any stage time. So now that we're starting this next run, 2 years after the fact, I brought it out, and you know, we'll see how it does.
it's super sweet.
Yeah.
Now, with this, did this also go with the Carr amp back then too, or is the Carr amp something new to stable?
The Carr amp, this is a 2008 Carr Rambler amp, and I was, at the time I got this amp, I was working with this band called Toad the Wet Sprocket out of Santa Barbara, and the guitar player Todd Nichols was always buying, he's mostly a Vox guy, but he would always buy and try other stuff, and then I would inevitably get the benefit of going, well, if you're not going to use that, I'll check it out. And when I checked out this Carr amp, I was just like, that's a good amp for me.
They're magical, man.
Yeah.
I've only gotten to play maybe 2 or 3 in the last couple of years, and they're always just blow my mind. Like, I'm like, they do it right.
Yeah, and I've had this amp ever since then, so it's an old amp, so to speak. And Steve, the guy that runs the company, he's real sweet, and used to see him at NAMM shows and stuff. And you know, if you ever need anything, you can kind of email him, and he's pretty cool with that.
That's we just started working with Eli at Two Rock, and
oh yeah,
same kind of relationship. He's super responsive, great dude.
I've ordered an amp from Eli before. Yeah, not for me though, but for another guy that works at the company there. Very good amps, but loud, you know.
Yeah, very loud. Yeah, this is like the perfect size, I think, for a room this size, because you could almost probably crank it up and kind of ride the volume on the guitar some.
I have it set on triode. It has pentode and triode's a little bit less wattage, so it's not as it's not too loud, you know.
Leads us into the pedal board too, because you got some pretty funky stuff. Not one tube screamer, but two.
Yeah. So the TS10 I acquired, 2003 or 4. No, I'm sorry, 1994. Yeah, that's how.
Decades different.
Yeah. And at the time, nobody was using pedals, and somebody gave that to me, and I liked it because it kind of has a nice breakup, but it's not too overdrivey. But it's not, if you really want to dig in, it's not enough juice, so that's why I added this one. This is not a vintage one, the TS808.
It's like the reissue? Or?
It's a reissue,
okay.
And then I went in and I replaced some components, gave it a little bit more bass.
Yeah.
So if you want like...
Here's the other Jonathan.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Sandwiched.
Nice to meet you.
So between those two, you know, you can have that one on by itself, or that one, or both.
That's super cool.
And then goes into this thing called a super clean. That's an Xotic pedal. That's kind of a mid boost. So sometimes if you're in a solo and it's just getting lost in the shuffle, so it pushes the mids.
It makes it a little bit more present there.
Yeah, everything's kind of set to low right now because we're on a smaller stage. I don't want to blast out. This is a MIDI switcher for this Source Audio Collider pedal, and that is a basically Source Audio. They make delays and reverbs, and it's a reverb on one side and a delay on the other side. So you can get, you know, and it's really nice, sweet sounding. So that's kind of that chorusy thing, yeah. And then we got the mini vent, which is a Leslie type thing. And that's, to me, it's an expensive pedal, but it's most authentic sounding.
It sounds really good, yeah. There's not too many Leslie effects that I've heard that match up to what the actual sound is. That's pretty close.
Yeah. This is a fat boost. Usually, it's just another boost. Usually it's my leave on kind of boost. It's by full tone. And depending on, you know, whatever the loudness, I'll use that. And then this is it's a dummy pedal. I took out the insides and it just controls the tremolo on this one. That's it. Super wide right now. Oops. Is that on? I don't know if it's working. Doesn't seem. No, it might not be triggering for some. Maybe I didn't plug it in. But usually that works. The tremolo.
Yeah.
Always something, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We've had our share of it.
Yeah, it's.
Jonathan's been in some amp debacles lately that he's. we just won't talk about it.
Yeah.
Soldier on.
So that's kind of like the board I'm taking out for right now. when we're going to go to South by Southwest in a couple weeks, and then back to LA.
Okay.
And I still have some boards in storage, bigger ones that I think we might pull out and then make a little bit bigger board because it's a little bit kind of cramped in here.
Better.
Exactly.
It'll be more better, baby.
How much better? It's more better. Yes.
That's right.
So that's pretty much it, man. That's the whole rig rundown, so to speak.
Well, that's wonderful, man. What so you said South by Southwest, going to LA. What
Couple
else is
dates.
on? You guys just released an album, correct?
We did, yeah. Tarot Cards and Shooting Stars came out today, February 25th.
Cool.
And we are real excited about that. We've been working it real hard, the press and the ramp up to
Everybody squeeze together.
Sort of an interview situation.
Yes, the other HawtThorns on the way.
right.
I was enjoying Johnny talking about guitar
great.
stuff.
That's KP HawtHorn,
you go.
the other half of the duo.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then after LA, we come back to Nashville just to hang out for a little bit, and then to Northeast.
We hang out for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And then we go out we have some dates with the Bacon Brothers.
Right.
Who are, like Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
So I say we're going to be 0 degrees
Yeah.
from Kevin Bacon. Right?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's 6 degrees, but we're going to be 0 degrees from Kevin Bacon.
Exactly.
Kevin Bacon's probably a cool guy, I assume, right?
Yeah.
He seems very cool.
If he's anything like he acts, he should be cool,
Yeah,
right? You know, Footloose and all that.
I think of Trimmers.
Yeah, that's right.
Trimmers.
That's a
I
good
watched
movie.
Trimmers.
That's a good movie.
Yes,
Great.
Tremors.
Right. So yeah, and then sporadic dates are coming in. So
Yeah, we got a whole East Coast run, then we have a Midwest thing, and then in July we end up back in LA. There's festivals and things like that. So it's just going to be a real busy.
I love it. This is great, though. This is like this.
It's happening
Yes,
again
exactly.
for all
This
of
is
us.
the time. It's like everybody get out there and go.
Yeah.
I'm starting up a little group, and we're about to play a bunch of shows. I'm so excited. It's gonna be great. And you guys sound like
Yeah.
you're super busy. Like I was like, oh, for the rest of the year, and then you're like, and then we'll be back in LA by July. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like so much. It's
I
great.
know.
Though.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm so excited. I mean, after sitting still for too long, we almost forgot how to do it.
yeah, exactly.
I think y'all are about to fire up tonight. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see the show.
Cool.
I think we'll have some really cool stuff to show the rest of the people, and you guys
Hope
too.
so.
You got some great music out in the world right now. So
Yeah, we're trying. We'll get it out there, man, as best we can.
yeah.
So cool.
Well, there you go.
Alrighty then. Well, everybody come down to the show tonight. I guess this isn't going out live though. So
Come out next time.
Yeah.
Whenever you play in the stadiums. You're gonna see 'em.
Casino guitar signing out?